Welcome to Friday Night Fishes number 69, aka the Heavy Sigh episode. I have bad news. I am a fish murderer. My negligence has cost the lives of fish. I lost 4 more fish this week. The numbers are dwindling. That's a good thing and a bad thing. Obviously, bad thing because I don't ever want, to have my fish die. Anything other than old age. I was trimming some of the plants and just happened to put my hand in the water and noticed that it was pretty cool. So came over here to the old thermometer, that I got after I cooked a bunch of fish. And as you can see there right now, absolutely perfect, right in the middle of the ideal range, about 75, 76 degrees. It was like, in the mid 50s. So I'm pretty sure that I cold shocked a good number of my fish. I think ultimately I ended up 8 or 9 fish dying. As you can see, everybody else now very, very happy. They're not lethargic anymore. They are not all hanging out in one spot. Other changes that I got this week, I did get the new Night Crew light. Along with the Night Crew light, I ordered the external single channel timer. I'm still figuring that guy out. I've got it now so that it turns on at 8 a.m. Now I have to figure out the rest of the programming for it. I've been lazy this week. I've had it for a couple of days. I just haven't had a chance to get in there and, do the rest of the programming for it. But got the initial programming done, so at least it does turn on. I want to just show kind of an interesting... so this is one of the early assassin snails. You can see there. Shell size pretty small. And then if you look back here... Look at how much bigger that assassin snail is. It is huge. I don't know if it's really showing up on video, but that's a big boy. That's a big assassin snail. Chinese algae eater just hanging out, saying hi. They have been doing a really good job. I know it doesn't necessarily show it, but this hair algae that's growing on these plants on the side, dramatically reduced. I've been watching them throughout the week get in there and just munch that stuff down. You will also notice that fanghorn now completely missing any hair algae on him. Again, that's the Chinese algae eaters. So they're absolutely doing what they should be doing. They're getting in there. They're munching that stuff down. You can see this guy melted back some, but then just absolutely shot up when I got this new Night Crew light. It exceeded my expectations. It really did. It's the Skyview Plus, I want to say. But the disadvantage to it is now I can really see, the particulates in the water. I guess that's a disadvantage and an advantage at the same time. I've done 3 water changes in the last week. It is a lot better than it was, but, just as you can see here, you can see there's some pretty good water flow. I'm really debating a canister filter, like one of the FX series canister filters. Fluval, I believe, is the brand. I think the fish want more flow. It's really hard to tell. I don't want to put out that kind of money. I know that one of the very small ones does go on sale periodically at Petco. And they're like $60. So if that's the case and I can find one of the small ones, I think it's worth the investment. If for no other reason than just get the water flow up and just to purify this stuff. I did siphon a lot of the mulm off of the sponge filters. But my plan is this weekend to go ahead and siphon some of this water out. And then go ahead and rinse them and squeeze them out and see if I can clean them really well and see if that just cleans up the water. If that does, great. If it doesn't, then maybe I'll start looking at a canister filter. Something that, number one, will be kind of a water purifier or a cleaner. And then number 2, really just to kind of introduce some flow into the water. You can see the plants that are left are just, they're growing extraordinarily well. I have tested the water to death this week. There are no ammonia. I mean, it's not even registering. Nitrites, little bit of a spike. Nitrates, pretty low. So I think the plants are doing what they're supposed to do. The bacteria are doing what they're supposed to do. It's really just a matter at this point of, kind of dialing things in a little bit more. And a lot of that has to do with the plants that are in the tank, and eating up the rest of that nitrate, allowing the bacteria to convert the nitrites to nitrates, and just keep monitoring, make sure the water temperature is where it's supposed to be. And other than that, just continue enjoying the tank, because I really am. These fish are just, it doesn't do it justice. To look at the neons and the cardinals and the black tetras and everybody else that's in here. Unfortunately, the Von Rio tetras really took the major hit. In fact, now that I'm looking at it, I don't see any that. Oh yeah, there's one in the back. I think one survived. The shrimp seem to be fine. In fact, this week I've seen them out more than I've ever seen them before. And I don't know if they're, sensing the dead fish in the water. I did decide that it's kind of a survival of the fittest tank, and I'm not going to take those fish out. If it is some kind of a disease that was introduced by the Chinese algae eaters, I would feel terrible. But at the same time, it's kind of nature taking its course. And the same thing happens in the wild. You introduce a foreign fish and, it swims upriver or downriver, or somebody releases a pet and it devastates a population. The next thing then is, going out and restocking, repopulating. These fish right now, very active, very happy, not showing any signs of stress. None of them are breathing heavy. Here's a really stark contrast. Look at that Cory in the front there, and then look at the one on the left. Look at the size difference. That is crazy. Again, a year and a half old Cory versus maybe a 6-month-old Cory that was living in a beta tank. So it's just really interesting. And there's 3 of those small guys. There's another one right there cruising around. But yeah, other than that, everything seems to be going really well. Looking forward to seeing how the tank develops. The green ocelot in the back, definitely ready to split again. I was looking at it. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but at the base of the plant, you can definitely see that it's ready to split. So all you do is pull it up and split a piece out. Maybe next week I will go back to the Life Will Find a Way tank, the 10-gallon, give you an update on the silver tip and the albino bristlenose that are living in there, as well as the plants, which are absolutely thriving in that tank right now. I don't know whatever happened to it that all of a sudden the plants all died, but it is now absolutely thriving. So definitely worth an update. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. Talk to you next week.